So these are some shots taken with my iPhone. I believe that especially nowadays, what we can do, what we can create with our smartphone is really incredible. Just to let you know, I have created all my Instagram reels until 10,000 followers with an iPhone XS. And considering also the fact that today most of the content is consumed on small screens, I think it's more important to focus on achieving a consistent and professional look. So first up, in order to take better shots, we have to adjust some settings before capturing the proper shots. Remember that both in photography and videography, it's better to adjust most of the things before even start to shoot. It's true that sometimes in post-production we can do real miracles, but whatever we can do, let's do it right away. Before we begin, I want to clarify that I'm using an iPhone 15 Pro, so there will be some settings that will be available only for this iPhone, but nevertheless most of them will be common among the latest models. So let's jump into camera settings. Starting from videos, it always depends on the result you want to achieve. Personally, I record in 4K at 24 FPS. 24 FPS is the frame rate commonly used in movies, so if you want to create videos with that cinematic look, you should choose this option. If you don't have any space issue, I recommend always recording in 4K because this is the highest quality available. However, if you plan to shoot a video that will be slowed in post-production, make sure to choose an higher frame rate in order to have a smooth video. Scrolling down, I suggest setting various options as you see them. Just to mention a few, I've disabled HDR videos, those classic Instagram reels that can be blinding at night, because I personally don't like them much. The reason why you see on social sometimes some videos that are so bright is because they are HDR videos. In fact, HDR represent a wide range of colors and brightness, and most of the smartphones don't have an automatic setting that lower the brightness. So now you know. The only option you might enable, only if you are indoors and have control over the lighting, is the white balance lock, which lets you lock the color temperature of your footage. Going on, I've chosen the same settings for cinematic videos. This mode makes your background look blurry, like what you see in professional camera shots. I don't use it very much, only in some special situation, because I don't really like the effect of blur background that is, in my opinion, a bit artificial and not so natural. Next up, let's go into format settings, maybe the most important. So, differences between high efficiency and most compatible. To simplify, if your iPhone is running low on storage, go for high efficiency. It reduces the size of your photos and videos, saving space. If you prioritize better quality, choose most compatible. Keep in mind that most compatible uses more storage than high efficiency, so opt for it only if you have ample storage on your device. I always take photos with the highest quality, 24 megapixels, when I don't plan to edit them later. But if I want to make some changes in post-production, I always shoot in ProRAW at max resolution, because this is a format that lets you have more information in the picture, so this is the correct way to edit your photos on iPhone. With the new Apple Vision Pro, you can now make videos for the headset. Turn on this option only for that. If you plan to color grade your videos, make sure to record in log, that is also a feature dedicated to the new iPhones. But if for regular users and for a social media use, don't turn on this option. Next up, the preserve settings section is important to avoid wasting time setting everything each time. Make sure to configure your options this way, and once you have decided on your settings, they will stay saved until you manually change them again. And lastly, there are some final settings that maybe depend on what you need. Two things you must turn on in order to take better shots are the grid, which helps you compose well, especially for keeping horizontal lines straight, and the level option, which shows a line to check if your shot is straight. Then I left the last settings as they are, so keep them the same. Before diving into editing chapter, I'd like to share my latest wallpaper pack inspired by the old Nokia and adapted for iPhone. perhaps one of the most iconic wallpapers I've ever created. If you like it and you want to support my work, you can find it in the first link in description. And now let's talk about how to make your photos look better in post-production. I always use Lightroom, both on desktop or on mobile. For the product shots you see, I start by using some presets that I bought. You don't have to buy them, but I wanted a specific style, so I got them to support a creator I really like, that is Oliver. If you really like my product shots, you can purchase these presets in order to have a starting point. Remember, these settings might not perfectly work for every photo, but they are a good way to start the editing session. I use the paid version of Lightroom for work, but the free version has most of the important stuff too. Here's what I usually do for photos on my social media. I pick one of these pre-made settings, see which one looks best, and then make some small changes from there. I know at first when you open Lightroom you see a bunch of options and you want to change everything, but especially in the beginning I suggest not changing things too much because it can make your photos look fake and not professional. Make small changes and slowly adjust everything while keeping in mind how you want the final picture to look. Another important part of this application is the crop and geometry section. It helps straighten your photo and fix any weird distortions. For example, if you like taking pictures of buildings, this tool can help make them look just right. And finally, when you have made all your edits and you achieved the look you wanted, you can add some special effects using masks. It's like opening a new chapter, but a common thing is, for example, adding a fade to direct the viewer's eyes to a specific spot and make your photo's main subject stand out. But I don't want to get too fancy in this video, so if you're interested, make sure to learn more by your own because there are plenty of videos on YouTube. So this is how I take pictures with my iPhone. Even though I use Pro Tools every day, having a good camera in my pocket is great. I don't need to worry about carrying a big camera all the time. Sure, iPhone cameras aren't as fancy, but honestly, especially for online stuff, they work well. If you find this video helpful and you want more videos like this, make sure to drop a comment, and as always, wishing you the best. See you soon.